One day I got fired, but it was exactly what I needed to make me think, what is it that I want to do with my life? I went back to the idea that I originally had to come up with a beauty range that would offer targeted treatments to specific skin concerns. Presented to 20 VCs, I got zero investment. I don't see anyone believing in me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That's how it all started.
Hi, and welcome to Driven Women, brought to you by Cash and Rocket. I'm Julie Brangstrup, and this is a space where horsepower meet ambition, where style, energy, and a little bit of rebellion fuel every conversation.
This TV show in Greece. So tell us about that.
The TV show is called Dragon's Den. In the US, it's called Shark Tank. So I was invited 3 years ago to join a panel who are really investors and entrepreneurs. Working with smaller startups, it really puts me in that mindset of where I started.
What would you say to all the young women who want to go into this beauty industry?
I feel you need to be starting a beauty brand for the right reasons. You need to solve a problem. Once you feel confident that this is unique in the market, then you're good to go. I've learned more from my mistakes rather than from successes. Action will bring more action. Just put yourself out there, take action, make it happen.
Welcome to Driven Women. Today I'm interviewing Maria Hatzistefanis. Oh my God, did I say that correct?
You said that perfectly, yes. I love that.
She is not only a fantastic entrepreneur, but she's also the founder and CEO of Rodial, which is today, this year, having their 25th anniversary. So thank you so much for joining me in this lovely taxi at the Peninsula London.
I'm so excited. Thanks for having me, Julie.
It's fantastic. I have so many questions, so I'm going to slowly get into them and then tell me, how does an entrepreneur get into this whole beauty industry 25 years ago?
First of all, you need an idea.
Yeah.
My first job was a beauty writer for 17 magazine back in Greece, where I was originally from. And I was researching the beauty industry and there was nothing. There was a basic cleanser, serum, moisturizer. And I thought there can be something more exciting than that, that's more targeted. I wasn't ready to start a business. I moved to New York. I studied business and I ended up working in banking. That job brought me to London. So here I am in London in my early 20s thinking that I was going to have a career in banking. It was exciting at the beginning, but 2 years into it, I started to lose interest. It wasn't creative enough for what I wanted to do. And one day I was called in the boardroom and I got fired. And you know what? It was devastating in my early 20s to be fired from my first big job.
Yeah.
But it was exactly what I needed to make me think, what is it that I want to do with my life? I wanted to be in a creative world. And I went back to the idea that I originally had to come up with a beauty range that would offer targeted treatments to specific skin concerns. That's how it all started.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty turning around. So it's a family company.
Yes.
And so is your husband also involved?
Yes. So what happened is when I started the business, I was a banker and I put together a business plan and I went out to get investment. I presented to 20 VCs. I had a few meetings. I got zero investment. So at that point, I thought, I have this idea. I'm excited about it. I don't see anyone believing in me, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I started really small. My husband was always a partner, but he was a silent partner.
Right.
And when the company grew and it became to a stage that I needed a bit more financial knowledge and handling of the business, he decided to leave his career in the finance world and come and join me. And he's become the CFO. So he's now an active partner in the business. It is a family business and we are still privately owned.
Which is, there's not many left of those.
There's not many left. What I love about being privately owned is you're very tight with what you spend.
Yeah.
You're always monitoring what is going to be my return on investment. And you end up making more solid decisions for the business. And that's how you do when the money is tough. But we've been profitable, we've been growing every single year. And my aim is to be able to go to bed at night thinking that tomorrow I'm in control of my destiny and I don't have investors playing me around.
Telling
So
you what to do.
exactly. So it's a very different approach, and I'm just happy with the way we've evolved.
And so, you know, you have a lot of amazing products. They're very interesting names. Where does that whole story come from? What is the whole message with these names?
So the first anti-aging serum we created, I get a box from the lab. I tried the product. It felt amazing. Sit down with the design team and we look at the designs. It was a white bottle with a name, anti-aging serum. And I said to the team, how are we going to compete in this very competitive industry with celebrity endorsements, with big campaigns, with a plain anti-aging serum? So going through the list of ingredients, one of the ingredients related to viper venom. So I say to my team, let's call it snake serum. They were like, you're crazy, this is such a bad idea. But we were a small company at that point and we could take the risk. So we took the risk and suddenly it was picked up by the press. We started getting calls from all over the world. And this was our first viral product in a world that didn't have social media. So after the success of Snake...
didn't have social media.
We didn't have social media at the time. It was before the
Wow.
time of Twitter and Instagram. So here we have Snake Serum from Rodial being this cutting edge revolutionary product. So the next one, you know, we couldn't go from snake serum to lavender oil. We needed to keep it up.
Yeah.
So then came dragon's blood, then bee venom, and we became that brand that uses cutting edge, unusual ingredients that no one else is using. So this is how it all came together.
Okay, so basically the names comes with what's inside and just to test a bit.
Exactly.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so obviously you have a lot of products, but what is the product that you say, this one is the hero product?
Our number one best-selling product, and we sell one per minute, is the Dragon's Blood Sculpting Gel. It
Wow.
it takes
One
so
per
many
minute?
we sell one per minute globally. It's from the Dragon's Blood family. It's a natural sap that comes from a tree from the Amazon. And what it does, it's your SOS product. So in the morning, if you feel your skin is dull, dehydrated, if you feel that you need a little bit of a lift, anti-dullness, you need a glow, it's a product that does so many things. And for me, whatever else I use, and I use a lot of Rodial, obviously, but I always go back to the Dragon's Blood Sculpting Gel. Is our number one bestseller.
And you use it every morning?
I use it every morning. It's great as a primer as well. It plumps, it lifts, it hydrates. It makes me feel like I've woken up my skin.
Amazing. So will it do this to me? So I don't need to think about having a, facelift?
It will do a lot of good things to you, believe me.
Perfect. So what would you say to all the young women who wants to go into this beauty industry, given how much it's grown?
I'm really excited when I see young women wanting to start their own businesses, because this is what this is all about. It's innovation, it's revolutionary product. I feel you need to be starting a beauty brand for the right reasons. You need to have come up with an idea. You need to solve a problem. You need to attack a pain point of a consumer that's not addressed. So you need to get that. Just coming up with another facial cream and a serum just because you have a lot of followers or you have an idea for a cool packaging, it's not enough. So there are still a lot of opportunities, but you really need to research, why am I doing this? What is the problem that I solve? And once you feel confident that this is unique in the market, then you're good to go.
What would you whisper to yourself at the age of 21 if advice?
Yeah, you know what? I've made a lot of mistakes. My career changed so many paths, but I feel everything that I experienced, it made me who I am today. And I'm really grateful, and I've learned more from my mistakes rather than from successes. And I would say to everyone, just go out there, put yourself out there, start a business, take that job, even if it's not 100% what you want right now. Put yourself out there, because action will bring more action. One thing is going to take you to the next.
Yeah.
And so just put yourself out there, take action, make it happen.
So basically just go and test the
Yeah,
water.
100%.
Which brings me back to you're on this TV show in
Yeah.
Greece. So tell us about that.
Yes, so the TV show is called Dragon's Den. It's an international entrepreneurial show. In the US, it's called Shark Tank. So I was invited 3 years ago to join a panel of what we call dragons, who are really investors and entrepreneurs. And then what happens is in every episode, we see different companies being presented to us. We meet with entrepreneurs, we give them advice, we give them feedback. We may want to invest in a company, and then there's a bit of negotiation and you end up with an investment or not. It's been a fascinating experience because obviously I've had Rodial for 25 years now. I'm at a point I'm doing more human resources and managing the team and more leadership elements. And I've moved a little bit away from the startup phase that I was originally excited about. So working with smaller startups, it really puts me in that mindset of where I started, and it really inspires me. So it's been a fascinating experience. I've done 3 seasons, and I will probably do the next one when it's up next year. So it's.
And have you invested?
I've invested. People think I would go and invest in beauty. But honestly, Julie, beauty is my day-to-day. I don't want to do more.
Yeah.
I want to do less. And I also want, through investments, to get a new experience. And I'm super interested in healthy food, wellness, any vegan alternatives, any interesting snacks. So things that would fit into my lifestyle that I feel don't exist right now.
Yeah.
Also pets. I love pets, and I've invested in a couple of pet food companies. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And so obviously they're startups, so there's a long journey.
It's a long journey. Most companies will show whether they will progress. It takes 2 years. Most of the companies, within 2 years, they know what their growth and trajectory is. In terms of, a lot of people ask me, have you made any money? Oh my God, it takes forever to make any money. And probably out of the 10 investments, if you make money on one, that's a bonus, but it's hard.
But it's amazing though for them to see the belief that you've had in them and the advice that you can give them, and it's a big part of the journey as well.
It's super
Especially
super
if you
interesting.
remember when you said that when you were trying to go on a fundraiser, no one, and so that process.
That process is incredible, because for me, when I didn't get investment, it wasn't just the money. It was, I didn't get that pat in the back that your idea is worth it.
Yeah.
And then you have to bring all your own self-belief and say, it doesn't matter what everyone said. If no one else believed in my idea, I believe in it, and I'm going to keep on going, and I'm going to make it happen. So these guys, they get the pat in the back, they get a little bit of money as well, they get the mentoring.
And I guess they get the awareness also from the TV show.
100%. I mean, whether they get investment or not, the next day they all sell out whatever product they're selling. It's being on a national TV show. It really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, is this, obviously Rodial 25th anniversary? It's a lot of years within the same. The future is never to sell, never to float, or what is the plan?
The plan is, we have 2 brands right now. We have Rodial, that's a luxury brand, and we have a masstige brand called Nip and Fab. That's actually the bigger of the 2. And we'll see. We have 2 brands. They're both private. We'll see how it goes in the next few years. I've taken a step back on Nip and Fab. We have an amazing management, and they're really driving that piece.
Of
and
both brands?
Of just Nip and Fab. So
Right.
I'm not that involved. I oversee it. I don't know. I said on the Rodial side, if I wake up one day and I'm not excited to go to work, and I feel this is it and I've given it all, then that would be the day that I will sell. But I'm so connected to Rodial, I cannot see myself or my identity away from it.
Yeah. And so what keeps you going? What's getting you up in the morning being this exciting? Is it the reviews of your customers?
I can't say I'm motivated every single day, but I am disciplined. I'm 50% motivated, 50% disciplined. There's days I wake up and I feel I can take over the world, and there's days that I'm like, why am I doing this? And I have no energy to do anything, because as an entrepreneur, you have to push yourself. No one's gonna check on you. Oh, you have to be at the office at that time, and this is what you need to do. We have to get our own energy. So on the days that I'm not motivated, I'm disciplined. And I'm like, what do I need to do today? Let's just put the list. Let's just do it, whether you feel it or not. Get on with it. And then once I start working on ideas or plans or even a boring admin project I need to complete, then that takes me ultimately to the motivation.
Okay. And what about, so how many countries do you have Rodial in?
We are in 35 countries, and we're over 3,000 luxury stores worldwide. So we're quite global.
So you and your team has to travel to basically do the meetings and to see and...
We used to travel a lot more before COVID.
Yeah.
Now we do travel for trainings and for events, but a lot of it thankfully happens on Teams and Zoom, and we get to connect a lot more often without having to travel and without the expense of moving the team all over the world. So I have to say that's one of the benefits of the life and work after COVID. Yeah.
So obviously that's great for saving cost of traveling expenses, but do you connect with your team the same way?
Meaning at the office?
No, but having Zoom calls, I find it a bit frustrating. I like the interaction. I like having the conversation, you know, on a Zoom call. I can't really see enough of your hand movement and whatever. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have to say that, and that's gonna maybe sound a bit controversial. We've always done 4 days at the office, even after COVID, and I was very strict about that, because I do like the interaction. We're a small, medium size, but I still see myself as a small business. We need to get together, different departments. We need to, and some of the best ideas are from someone walking in my office and saying, hey, Maria, I have this idea. Let's just sit down and discuss it. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Rather than a Zoom. So we've always done 4 days at the office, and sometimes people just, we have a job opening, people want to join because they want to be at the office only 1 day a week, and then I say that's not the right work, that's not the right job for you. If that's what you want, we are not the right culture. So we've done 4 days, and a lot of people I speak to, so I have some friends at Phoebe Philo, they're 5 days a week, at Bamford they're 5 days a week. So it's not just the banks. I think the culture is moving into more days at the office. And we see how we go. But I'm with you. I like to interact with my team.
Well, I don't think it's healthy for people to sit on their own at home.
I don't think it's healthy.
You know, part of the teamwork.
Absolutely. You know, my
kids
kids are 20 and 22. They've done summer internships. They're going to get a full-time job at some point. If they come to me and say, I found a job and I'm going to be working from home, I'm going to be, hell no. Go and find a job that you are there 5 days. You learn, you see how,
and you watch others.
You interact in meetings, you watch others. You cannot become a leader from just doing Zoom calls at home.
No.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's super important.
Yeah.
So you also wrote a book.
3 books.
3 books. It's incredible how you have all this time. Tell us about them. All 3.
So my first book is called How to Be an Overnight Success. I wrote this book, and the title is ironic because you cannot be an overnight success. When I was writing the book, I've been doing this for 18 years.
18?
18, when I wrote the book.
Oh, wow.
It was 18 years into Rodial. And I was getting a lot of questions. How do you start a business? And tell us a little bit more. And how do you do the packaging? And I felt I had a lot to say about starting and growing a business, especially without funding. And what I love about this book is I tell it how it is. Like I didn't have money to get an office, and we were doing meetings at Starbucks, and how I had to cut down costs, and the first packaging failed, and I had to go to a local Colquick printer and design it myself. So I felt I had a lot of raw and very basic startup information that would inspire a lot of people who cannot get investment and have an idea. And so I wrote this book, How to Be an Overnight Success.
But actually giving people hope, because
Yeah.
it shows that
Yeah.
just because you don't have, there are a lot
Exactly.
of ways around it.
And there's a lot of people
Might be hard. But
Yeah, I've gone to conferences and I hear successful people and entrepreneurs say, oh, you know, if you work hard and you have a passion, you will succeed. And they have all those backers behind them throwing money. And it just, I don't think, we need to be transparent to inspire. You can't be hiding.
Yeah.
So I've written that book, it was very successful. And then on the back of that, I was starting getting comments, oh, I need motivation. I'm not necessarily in the business world. Can you help me with motivation? So I was getting a lot of questions about motivation. And then that led me to the book, Make It Happen, which is a motivational guide. If you don't know what you want to do with your life, 10 steps to get you to motivation. And the third book, How to Live Your Best Life, it's all about, while we're chasing success, not to lose ourselves, and how to involve our day-to-day rituals and happiness and make sure we live in the moment rather than be taken over by this greed for success. So it's a balance, it's a trilogy, and every book has a different point of view. But I felt it was psychotherapy for me. That was sitting down and talking about things that I never talked about in the book. So it was very cathartic.
And I guess you had to also analyze yourself, because writing about those subjects, it's how the journey that you went through.
It was like a journal.
Losing yourself, you know, while you're going for, you know, your drive of whatever position do you like to.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one.
And, you know, I've been through everything. I've, you know, had successes, I had failures, I almost went bankrupt. Then I had the burnout and a breakdown. So I had to find myself within what I'm doing. So there's been so many turns within my journey that I felt I had to share. I wouldn't just write a book because another book needed to be published. I felt I had to share things that would inspire others that may be going through a similar journey.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. So what would be the advice that you would give to your children? You know, the boys are both in the US. And your experience versus, you know, what would you say to them? Just remember this, or try and do this, or...
What I actually say to them is, you guys have to hustle. They're growing up in a generation that everything is given to them, whether that's a good education, whether that's connections. We give them a lot because we work hard. We were the first generation, at least in my family, to reach that level of success. So the boys have grown in a quite comfortable environment. But that's the problem. Once you're very comfortable with what you have, then it's hard to hustle. So for me, what I want to see from them is hustle, put themselves out there. It's very competitive out there in every industry, in every job. Connections are super important. And you can't be behind the screen or behind social media and live your life. You have to be out there, experience life, and that's the fun part, right?
Yeah, and I take for granted how lucky they are of growing up in this gorgeous life that we've given our children.
Yeah.
But, you know, at a certain time, then it's cutoff time, and then
100%.
They're on their own, and here we go.
Exactly. We've given them all the assets, and now they just have to go and get it themselves.
Yeah, and I think, you know, education is key. You give them a top education, making their own black book of their new contact list. You know, that is up to them.
Very
There's only
important.
so many introductions that we can do.
Exactly.
So, outside, obviously, writing 3 books, being on a TV show, running a company, overlooking another company, what is it where do you relax in the weekend?
I love nature. I love taking long walks. I love my dog. I'm obsessed with the dog. I have a Swiss Shepherd. And I spend time with him The kids complain that I cook more for the dog than I ever cooked for them. So anyway, we're gonna leave it at that.
Well, at least you cook for them.
Yeah, I see friends and just have a relaxed life. At the first years when I started Rodial, I was working on the weekends. I would go check out the stores. Now I'm a lot better. So Friday at the end of the day, that's the end of the week. If something comes up over the weekend, absolutely, I'm going to be there. I'm going to speak on the phone. I'm going to deal with it. But usually there's no emergencies.
Yeah.
And it's just taking time to myself, my family, my friends, and just being normal and being a bit lazy.
Normal and lazy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You haven't been lazy over the last 25 years. So if you can't do it now, when are you going to do that?
Yeah, true.
And how about your well-being exercise regime?
I know we see each other at Barry's.
Exactly.
We're Barry's mates.
Exactly.
So I love a good weight session.
Yeah.
And I love Barry's. I like something that's structured. So I usually do weight. I don't like cardio. I've done
I am
Soul
going to get you up on
Cycle.
that treadmill
Yeah,
next time.
maybe you will. I do the double floor, as you know.
I know.
So I try to do Barry's 3 times a week, and then on the weekends I'll do 1 day Pilates, 1 day yoga. I do something on the weekends, but it's more wellness,
Yeah.
more stretching the muscles. But the hard work I usually like to do during the week.
Well, this whole new Hayland is going to open up in February, which is all about breath work,
Okay.
HIIT class, and then ice water, and then sauna. So it's 4 steps. You get it
Okay.
within an hour. And that's apparently going to be the new thing. So
Well, you're the pioneer in everything wellness, so I'm going to be
I
taking
like
notes.
to be tested. I like to be tested. I like the ice. For me, it gives you that energy the rest of the day.
It does.
It
Yeah.
really, that whole session is great. Especially when you're flying as much as, well, at least you and I have been super
Yeah.
good for.
Anything really to reset your system, put me down for that.
Yeah. Right. So you're walking into a powerful meeting. What is the fashion item that you would normally wear?
I will wear a classic pump. There's nothing like a good heel to make you feel powerful. I could be wearing the same suit and a flat shoe compared to a high heel, and that just gives you this
That
power.
extra.
But what I figured out is a heel of around 7 to 8 centimeters is walkable. Anything above that, it's painful to the back, it's very hard to walk, but 7 to 8 centimeters still gives you that posture
Yeah.
and that confidence. I love a suede pump by Manolo Blahnik, Gianvito Rossi. These are my favorite brands, and they're classic. Have them in a few colors. I wear them year after year, and it's my power item.
Okay. Because I remember a period where you were always wearing black for a while.
Yeah,
And now you're going all colorful. Last time I saw you wearing gray, today brown.
I know. I still
The
like
new Maria.
I like a tonal
Yeah.
look. I feel that as you get older, black ages you. I still have a lot of black, and now sometimes I open my cupboard and I'm like, oh, I have a lot of black. I wish I had a bunch. So I think I'm a little bit far away from seeing me in a bright pink or a
Okay.
bright red.
Okay.
That's not coming anytime soon. But some muted colors, softer navy, gray. I love cream, white
Yeah.
as well. It's beautiful, especially in the summer.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
I don't make 5-year plans.
New book?
How
How to stay private and not
Yes.
sell?
Exactly. Maybe a new book if I have a lot to say. For me, it's the beauty industry is very competitive right now.
Yeah.
So for me, it's waking up every day, coming up with new ideas, coming up with new marketing angles, thinking about collaborations, thinking about how can I keep my brand, my business interesting to the world and relevant after 25 years. And that's exciting for me. And doing that, spending time with family, you know, normal things. I don't want to take over the world.
Yeah. But I mean, you're saying, you know, the beauty industry market is very pumped with all sorts of incredible brands, but it also means there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
And a lot of the brands are being bought up by the bigger funds, etc. So how do you keep up? I mean, it's
it's hard, but then
a lot of pressure.
You see a lot of the brands that are purchased. Sometimes they go bankrupt a couple of years later because the big brands aren't really putting the investment that's needed. So it's a double-edged sword getting the investment. I feel the biggest competition we get from startups that get a lot of the buzz, from some of the celebrity brands that obviously have a lot of awareness behind them. But I feel there's space for everyone. You just need to know who your target audience is, what's your DNA, and deliver products for them. And just keep on going.
Yeah, keep on pushing, not give up. Resilience. So, AI.
Yeah.
Now, everyone I've interviewed, I asked the same question about AI. And the question is, are you threatened by it? Are you scared of it, where it's going to take us? Or are you embracing it? Is your new best friend chat? No, I'm kidding. How much are you using it, and what's your view on it?
I'm excited with AI. And I read this quote the other day that humans are not going to be replaced by AI. Humans will be replaced by other humans who know how to use AI. So for me, it's knowing how to use them. I'm into
You
this.
said that, where did you see that quote?
I just saw it on.
Amazing.
It was a quote on Instagram, and now I may just take it and pretend it's my own. But what I love about there's this new package, this new app that I have. It's called Read.ai, that it goes into all my meetings with me. It records the meeting and it takes notes, and at the end of it, it just sends me a summary. It sends me the meeting notes, or if I'm not able to join a meeting, it still joins the meeting and I can watch the recording hours later. So that's Read.ai. It's one of the platforms. It's an admin platform, and it's like I'm having an assistant follow me in all the meetings. They have to be online though, and doesn't do real meetings. So I feel there's a lot. I'm excited on how it can help me with my productivity. I'm not even going to get started on design. It's an area I don't do design, but I'm sure there's a lot that can be done with smaller budgets and just having the AI create or manipulate a picture to make it what you want it to look like. But I'm really excited, and I'm up for, if you know of any new AI platforms, let me know.
Well, Chad and I, we're like this.
I love that.
Seriously, you know, if you look at it and you're talking about your company and the cost that could be cut down with AI, it can only be in the benefits.
Oh yeah, it can only be in the benefit.
Yeah,
it can only be in the benefit. There's a lot, and people are scared of it, and I see some of my team are into it already in a big way. Others are kind of holding back. So it will take some time, but the adventurous ones will show the way, and then the rest will follow.
Yeah, very true. Well, Maria, thank you so much for coming and to join us, and for telling us all about how to run a business, how to become an author, and to be a TV show and a mother too. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Julie. Thanks for having me.